As promised, I would be doing a live comm for our return to the Greenhouse Meadow, our return home. The game will be against Crystal Palace with 3 massive points on the line. You can see that the expansion increases the stadium seating capacity by 4,937, which will now accommodate a total of 14,812, and it does have the potential to be expanded for even further to 25,875. And hopefully we can pick up where we left off when we was at the Greenhouse by selling out week in or week out. And I'm sure the season ticket holders will be renewing come next season if we make the Europa League or, even better, the Champions League. But first and foremost, I'm hoping we can return to the Greenhouse Meadow with a positive, with 3 points, with a win against Crystal Palace. I'm feeling confident. As you know then, we will be playing Crystal Palace next in the Premier League in a must-win game. But before that, in the last episode, you know that we've got ourselves through to the 6th round of the FA Cup after beating Reading away with that 2-1 win. Then after that, we had Wolves and we had Southampton in the league. We were at the St Andrews to play Wolverhampton Wanderers. We beat them 3-1. Simple stuff, although we did have a bit of bad news. Lionel Cole picked up an injury here, but Reece Oxford got his first ever goal for Shrewsbury Town, and it came from a set piece. Where is Reece Oxford? Just so it makes things easier. There he is. So you can see where exactly he is, his positioning, and it came from a free kick, which Lionel Cole took just outside the penalty area. And look at Oxford, what a header, looping the ball over the top of the keeper, who was fully stretched, who went for the dive, couldn't get a fingertip to it, and as you can see, it was his first ever goal for Shrewsbury Town. Obviously, with him being a defender, I don't expect him to be scoring goals, but it was nice, especially beating Wolves 3-1. And then we were at St Mary's to play Southampton, and look at this, Anthony Martial. Anthony Martial has signed for Southampton. He signed for them in the January transfer window, which has just recently passed. I'm not sure why Man United would get rid of him. 23, bags of potential. I mean, look at this. We know he came from Monaco, but look at the amount of loan spells that he's had. He had 24 starts, scored 4 goals for United in his first season on this save. But then he was loaned out to Napoli, then to Shakhtar, came back to United, and didn't even get a start. What is going on? Shouldn't be happening. But anyway, Southampton has signed him for 19 million, which is a bit of a bargain if you ask me. And he got 2 goals in this game, really pushing us to our limits, and it did end in a draw. 6 goals in total, which brings us to our next game. Return home to the Greenhouse Meadow against Palace. This is the league table as it stands. We are still in 6th, 27 games gone. We're still 2 points behind City. Obviously, a win against Palace, we can overtake City, we can put more pressure on them to slip up in the league, but you can also see that Palace are below us by 4 points, so even more incentive for them to get the win at the new Greenhouse Meadow with the expansion being completed and everything to close that gap to just a point. We don't want that happening. As I said, I want to return to the Greenhouse Meadow with a win, with a positive. Southampton, Liverpool, Bournemouth, they've started to slip away now. Right, Shrewsbury have enough about themselves to see off the threat of Palace. We are in good form at the moment. We haven't lost in a couple of games now, so I'm hoping we can get 3 points today. I think it's possible. I mean, Palace, they had such a good start. We'll just say we're resting Delph, but they had such a good start to the league, Palace, but now again, just like Liverpool and Southampton, they start to slip away. Kai starts against his former side. He's been in tremendous form lately, and he's had to come into the starting lineup to replace Lionel Cole, who is injured. Ruiz starts in place of Courtney House. Grando and Oxford at the back, the 2 anchors for Shrewsbury Town, and Kane and Perrin also start. For Palace, they've got McCarthy in goal, Delafeo, they've got Joni out wide, they've got Cabaye in central midfield alongside McCarthy. They've also got Bonnie on the bench to call upon if needed. Right, let's apply the advice to the team. You can see the fitness and conditioning of the players is looking top notch for this one. We've had a bit of a rest, so I'm hoping they're feeling a bit invigorated by that rest, and are raring to go here in our return to the Greenhouse Meadow in front of, well, I'm hoping a sellout crowd of 14,000, almost 15,000. Can we have a look, see if we can see any changes to the grounds? How do you do that? How do you zoom out and have a look at the stadium itself? Because I know you can get some angles that do it at the start or at the end of a game. Can only just about see it. I wish I could use my scroll button to just scroll all the way out. Anyway, let's get on with the game. Let's see if we can get 3 points here against Palace. It's doable. And we certainly need it. Todd Kane offside there. Starting things off nice and early. Thing is with this as well, going all out. I've got the higher tempo going. Going all attacking here. Really taking the fight to Crystal Palace. Let's get creative. Come on, lads. Let's get the first goal of the game. Let's draw first blood. See if we can keep a clean sheet as well on our return to the Greenhouse Meadow. We're almost at half-time. Not much has happened, but we've absolutely dominated. Look at that. 62% possession with 7 shots, 3 on target. It's just the finishing now. We need to make sure we're putting the ball into the back of the net. Right, we can still win this. Come on, lads. We can do this. We can certainly do this. In the second half, Luis Alberto has really stepped in. I mean, I've got Delph and I've got Kante available now. Kante started this game. He's got a fantastic rate. It's just gone up to 8 there. But Luis Alberto, I mean, he's really proven why he should be in the first team instead of Fabian Delph. Wilfred Bonney coming on now. It's going to cause us some trouble. Shall I bring on... Let's bring on Thierry Ambrose. Will give us a bit of flair, a bit of intensity up front. Because they've not long since brought on Bonney, who is he's a pretty decent forward. I mean, he's an all-out aerial threat, and I'm sure they'll be taking the ball down the flanks and trying to take advantage of that. But here we go, Kante now to Alberto. Good ball to Kai against his former side. Kai goes for goal! Took a massive deflection off Dan. Is Kai going to claim that? He can't. It's an own goal from Dan. It's 1-0 to Shrewsbury Town. And that, as it stands, we will move up to 5th. I bet Palace are wishing they kept hold of Kai now instead of not renewing his contract. Unbelievable, really. Considering we got him on an absolute free and he was happy to rejoin us after being on loan for the first couple of seasons. We could be on for a second here now. Oh, Nani just looking for Ambrose. Lack of communication there. Granderson to Kante. And it's Grando again. Just love his physicality, Granderson. Oh, he's not afraid to get stuck in. Look at the pass in here. Oh, this is superb. This is how I want my team playing. Kai has just won us a penalty. And it could be 2-0. It is Luis Alberto to be the first Shrewsbury Town player to score on our return to the Greenhouse Meadow. He does. He makes it 2-0. Surely that is the game put to bed now. And the 3 points wrapped up against Palace. That's his 3rd goal of the season. Cool, calm, collected, confident. Absolutely everything about that. Luis Alberto, former Liverpool man. 2-0. That's exactly what I wanted. I'm very happy with the result and the way the team played. The higher tempo, very present in this one. We dominated possession, and it's what we did with it. Palace, just not good enough. I mean, they did have their fair share of shots and on target as well, but they just couldn't put the ball into the back of our net. So we did keep a clean sheet as well, which I wanted. So I'm really chuffed about that on our return to the Greenhouse Meadow. Quality of possession provides victory. Brilliant stuff, and we do move up to 5th now in the league. What's this? We've got a question here from Gareth Cooper. A positive result for you today. Really puts the pressure on Man City ahead of their match. I always prefer setting the pace rather than being the team doing the chasing. I know they say the chase is better than the catch, but when it comes to football, the catch is better than the chase. It can be quite stressful when you're trying to grab 3 points here and there. If you don't do it, then you're going to fall behind, and, you know, obviously being Shrewsbury Town, a team that's come up from League One all the way to the Premier League in 4 seasons, I would snap anyone's hand off for a place in the Champions League or even the Europa League. Now, Man City's next game in the Premier League, how about this? They are at home to Manchester United, so I'm hoping Manchester United can do us a favour and get the win there. They are 2nd in the league at the moment. They're trailing Tottenham. I suppose it's still possible for United and Chelsea to pip Tottenham to that Premier League title come the end of the season. They've got 2 games in hand. So we'll see how it goes. It's going to be a tense end to the season, let's put it that way. Up next for us anyway, we're in the FA Cup 6th round against Sunderland, and then we've got Manchester United, which I'm sure will be another classic. Right, that's going to be about it for this episode. I do hope that you guys have enjoyed. If you did, be sure to smash the hell out of that like button, and if you're new around here, it would be awesome if you could hit that subscribe button. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next one.